Hello dear soul friends, welcome to another interesting tutorials. To all our returning subscribers, you're welcome, and to those who are joining, viewing this channel for the first time, you are so welcome. I'm so pleased to have you here. My name is Elizabeth, and on this channel I always upload tutorials on how to draft your patterns, how to sew, how to cut correctly without any issues. Okay, now in this tutorial I will be showing you how to draft your basic skirt block, okay, but I'll be doing a short skirt, and you can also apply this method for your long skirt. Now let's just get started. The measurements that is required for this tutorial is: you need your skirt length, you need your waist to hip measurement, you need your waist circumference, you need your hip circumference measurement, you need your bust span measurement, that's your nipple to nipple, you need your waist to knee measurement. Okay, now that we have all that, let's just get started. Now the length I'm working with, the skirt length I'm working with, is 23. Now how I came about this block from here to here, this is my waistline, this is going to be the waistline, our waistline. Okay, waistline, waistline. Okay, now I'm going to be imputing the waist to hip line. The waist to hip I'm working with is 9. Now before we go into that, let's say, how do we get this block? How to get from here to here? You need your hip circumference divided by 2, your hip circumference divided by 2 to get from this end to this end, okay, to get the width of this block. Now to get the length of the block, of course, that's your skirt length. Okay, the next thing you want to do is to divide this measurement, from, that's your hip. The hip I'm working with is 41 divided by 2 is 20 and a half. Okay, and then I divided 20 and a half into 2 equal half, and it gave me 2.2 and 10.25. Now that is how I got this line. Okay, I think that is well understood. The next thing we want to do is to determine where I'm going to use for the front and where to use for the back. So I'm going to use this place for the front, this block for the front, and this side for the back. Now the next thing we'll do is to impute. I'll be imputing the waist to hip measurement, which is 9. I'm using 9 inches, 9 inches, like so. I'll just mark it across like that, like so. Okay, now I will square up the line. I'll square up the line like so. Square up the line like so. Now this is our hip line. Okay, the hip line. Same for the back, hip line. Okay, now we have our hip line. The next thing we want to impute is our knee line. Now, if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, quickly click on the subscription button right now and turn on your notification bell so you can get notified each time I post new videos. Thank you. Now the next thing we'll do is to impute the knee line, and the knee line we're working with, the waist to knee line, is 18. I'll just come right here and mark 18 across this block, both on the front and at the back. Okay, both on the front and at the back. I'll just impute this 18 like so. 18. Okay, what I'll do next is to cross, to just roll up the line like so, and this is going to serve as our knee line. Okay, so this is the knee line. This is the knee line. The knee line. Okay, and this is the hem line, the hem. This is the hem. All right, now we can start imputing all our horizontal measurements. We're done with the vertical. We'll just start imputing the horizontal measurement. So the next now, the first thing we'll start with is the waist measurement. Now the waist we're working with is 30. So 30 divided by 4 is 7. Okay, I'm just going to come on the front block and impute 7. Okay, 7. But remember that we're going to have a dart. So, and the dart intake will be using 1 inch. So I'm going to mark 8 here instead of 7, instead of 7.5. Sorry, 30, that's 7.5, which is 8.5. So I'm going to be marking 8.5. Okay, mark 8.5, and I will come on from the midpoint like this and impute the bust span measurement. The bust span measurement I'm working with is 7. 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. So I'm going to impute 3.5 here like so, and also impute, you know, my dart indicator lines like so. Okay, now I will come from the hip line. From the hip line, I would also impute that 3.5 like so, and I will come up by 2 inches. Okay, I will come up by 2 inches like this. I'll just come here and cross check to be sure that that line is correct. Okay, it's correct. I would, you know, just connect that point like so. So we're going to impute the dart indicators like this and just connect it like so. Connect it like so. Okay, now that this is done, the next thing I want to do is to come on the back as well, okay, and impute half an inch back tightening so that you can have that back butt illusion, okay, that butt effect at the back. Okay, I'll just do this and connect it like that for my back tightening, and from the back tightening I'm going to be imputing my dart measurement. Okay, I'll be imputing my dart measurement like so. I'll come on this line that's on the hip line as well and continue, you know, I'll just bring in that line. I'll come up by 2 inches like just the same way we did for the front, and I will impute my dart indicators of 0.5, 0.5 on each side, and I connect my dart just like I am doing. Okay, all right, now that this is done, the next thing I'm going to do now is to impute the back measurement, I mean the waist measurement for the back, which is 7.5 plus 1 inch, right? Yes. So I'm going to impute this like so. Now I'm going to connect this the waistline to the hip line. Remember that the hip line is the full hip, okay? Because what we just did was to divide it, you know, divide the hip. I didn't add any allowance to this, so I'm just going to connect it like that to the waist, and I would extend this line just to come up a bit like so. I'll come here and do the same thing. Okay, come here and do the same thing and connect my line like so for the front. Okay, all right, now that this is done, the next thing I want to do is to connect this line, okay, to this dart leg. I'm going to come up from this extended line I made here from the waist. I'm going to come up by half an inch. I'm going to come up by half an inch and just connect it to this dart leg, to the first dart leg. This is optional. If you do not want to work with this, you can just skip it and just work with the basic line. But if you for better fitting, you can just work with this. Okay, just come up by half an inch and connect it to the first dart leg like so. Now if you are making a dress, I mean if you have a half bodice that you're going to attach this, please, there's no need to come up by half an inch. If there's an half bodice you're working with, there is no need to come up by half an inch. Just work with the waistline, work with the waistline. Now I will go to the knee line and I would do a 1 inch knee tightening. Now for the front, I will come in by 1 inch like so. I will also repeat that 1 inch on the hemline like so. Okay, like so. I'll come at the back. Okay, let me just connect it. I'll just connect this 1 inch from the hip line. I'll connect the hip line to the knee line like so. Okay, and I will come on the knee line and connect it to the hemline like so. Okay, so that is it for the front block. I will come to the back right now, and I will divide that 1 inch. Remember, it was the 1 inch. It's a 1 inch knee tightening we did. Now for the back, I'm going to divide that 1 inch into 2 equal halves to give me 0.5, 0.5 each. So I'm going to impute that 0.5 to this point, and I will impute the 0.5 also on this point. Okay, like so. I will connect my line like this. I'll just connect it all the way. I will come here as well and do the same thing. Okay, now I will go on the hemline, and I'll come in also by the same 0.5 on both sides, 0.5, and I'll connect it like so. Okay, I'll connect it like so. All right, now this is what it should look like when you are done. This is what it should look like when you're done. If you've been having issues with drafting your basic skirt block, this is a game changer. When you do this, from henceforth, you will no longer have issues. Now you can decide not to do 1 inch, 1.0. You can do 0.75 if you think this is too fitted for you. If you think you want it more fitted, you can do 1.5. You can even do 2 inches depending on what you want, okay, but not more than 2 inches, please, so that you can, walk. All right, I'm going to cut this now. Okay, I'm going to cut this, and I will show you what it looks like. This is the front block, this is the front, and this is the back. Okay, this is going to be the zipper area. Remember that I didn't add any sew allowance, no seam allowance. I have not added the seam allowance to this block. So when you transfer it to your fabric, don't forget to add your seam allowance for sewing, your zipper seam allowance, and all of the other seam allowances that you will be needing. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please subscribe to the channel, click on the subscription button, and also click on the notification bell so you can get notified each time I post a new video. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.